By your thoughts be justified. By your thoughts be condemned. It is necessary that we are mindful of our thoughts and words, as they hold tremendous power. Just as air and water flow in currents, so do our thoughts. What we think and speak attracts similar thoughts to us, which can impact our mind and body either positively or negatively. If we could see thoughts with our physical eyes, we would witness currents flowing between individuals. Those with similar temperaments, characters, and motives are connected in the same thought current. Imagine observing someone in a depressed or angry state. They are in the same current as others feeling the same emotions. Each individual in such a mood acts as a generator of that negative thought current, strengthening it. On the other hand, those who are hopeful, courageous, and cheerful are connected in a positive thought current, uplifting each other. When you find yourself feeling low or blue, you are surrounded by the negative thought current of others in a similar state of mind. Your mind becomes sickly in this environment. While it is possible to heal the mind, it may take time to break free from the habit of aligning with this negative current. Be careful of the thoughts you entertain and the words you speak, as they have the power to shape your reality. Choose to align yourself with positive, uplifting currents of thought, and watch as your life transforms for the better. When we allow ourselves to be consumed by negative thoughts and conversations, we join ourselves with evil. On the other hand, when we focus on positive and uplifting thoughts, we join ourselves with God, the supreme power for good, or as the Bible puts it, one with God. It is crucial for us to attract this desirable thought current. If we surround ourselves with people who constantly discuss disease, suffering, and death, we are inviting a dark and unhealthy thought current into our lives. This unhealthy fascination with the unpleasant will only serve to manifest sickness and suffering in our own lives. Similarly, if we constantly think about and interact with sick individuals, we are inviting a sickly thought current that will eventually manifest itself in our bodies. It is important to recognize the power of our thoughts and the impact they have on our well-being. We must be careful in guarding our minds and surrounding ourselves with positivity and light. The responsibility lies with us to protect ourselves from negative influences and attract the thought current that will lead us towards health and happiness. Let us be mindful of the energy we allow into our lives and take preventative steps to safeguard our well-being. When individuals engage in business discussions, they create a powerful current of ideas and suggestions. The more they agree, the stronger this current becomes, leading to an inflow of innovative ideas for enhancing and expanding their business. These conferences among key members of a company or corporation generate the momentum needed to propel their business forward. To radiate success, it is essential to travel in first-class style, stay at top-notch hotels, and dress impeccably without crossing into the realm of outrageousness. These choices serve as stepping stones to align oneself with a current of power and achievement. If financial constraints prevent such extravagance, one can adopt this mindset to initiate progress in that direction. Successful individuals in the financial sector instinctively adhere to this principle, driven not only by a desire for display but also by a deeper wisdom that guides them toward success. This wisdom, often overlooked by the conscious mind, urges individuals to immerse themselves in the thought current of the prosperous, allowing it to carry them toward success. While success may not be fully realized, progress is made in the right direction. Embrace this bold approach to business and watch as the currents of success push you forward. If we allow ourselves to be consumed by the false notion of the economy and constantly seek out cheap accommodations, cheap food, and cheap transportation, we are setting our minds on a path of mediocrity, servitude, and fear. This mindset will inevitably shape our views on life and influence our decisions in a negative way. It hinders the courage and initiative required to take risks and reap rewards. As the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Being submerged in this mindset not only affects our own success, but it also irritates successful individuals. They can sense the lack of drive and ambition in those who are constantly seeking the cheapest options. This creates a barrier that prevents the exchange of sympathy and support, which is crucial in the world of business. The obsession with cheapness is rooted in fear and a fear of failure. Those who are driven by fear and failure will never be able to connect with those who radiate confidence, courage, and success. These two mindsets clash and create a barrier that is harder to break through than any physical obstacle. In order to break free from this cycle of fear and failure, we must shift our mindset towards one of confidence, courage, and success. Only then will we be able to attract the support and sympathy of those who have already achieved great success. Let us break free from the chains of cheapness and embrace a mindset of abundance and prosperity. Involve yourself completely in any single idea or reform, and you will find yourself swept up in the current of thought shared by all those who take that idea to the extreme. There is no reform that cannot be taken too far. The danger of such extremism is that it distorts the mind, clouds judgment, and skews reason in one direction. It breeds fanatics, zealots, eccentrics, and madmen, whether the idea pertains to an art form, a field of study, a scientific theory, a social movement, or any other cause. Extremism unites radicals of all kinds, regardless of their individual interests or specialties, in a shared mindset that often leads to intense hatred towards anyone who dares to disagree. This hatred consumes them, tearing them apart from within. The key to avoiding this destructive path is to seek daily guidance from God, the infinite wisdom of the universe. When we invite this wisdom into our lives, our reforms and collective efforts for the greater good will not deteriorate into internal conflicts as soon as they are established. As things stand now, the prevailing mindset of animosity towards the oppressor and the dictator is present from the very start of these movements. This hostile energy breeds discord and division among members, using destructive force to tear down rather than to build up. It is akin to taking the fire that powers the steam engines and spreading it throughout the entire structure, causing chaos and destruction. Let us strive for a more balanced and enlightened approach, drawing upon the wisdom of the universe to guide our actions towards unity, progress, and harmony. When individuals gather and engage in conversations filled with negativity towards others, they are unknowingly attracting a powerful and harmful thought current. This is because the more minds that come together with a shared purpose, the more power they have to manifest that purpose. Chronic complainers, grumblers, and gossipers are particularly vulnerable to this negative energy, which can ultimately harm their physical well-being. It is a universal truth that the thoughts we hold most prominently in our minds are reflected in our bodies. Therefore, if we constantly focus on the imperfections of others, we are essentially inviting those imperfections into our own lives. The saying, "Talk creates force," holds true in this context, as the collective power of like-minded individuals can generate a strong thought current, whether for good or for evil. Groups of gossipers who thrive on discussing the faults of others are inadvertently subjecting themselves to the consequences of this negative energy. Gossip may be alluring and exhilarating, similar to the thrill of champagne, but the long-term effects can be destructive. In the end, indulging in gossip and scandal comes at a high price. Imagine the power that could be unleashed if just two individuals were to come together regularly to discuss health, strength, and vitality of both body and mind. By opening their minds to receive the best ideas from God, the Supreme, on how to achieve these blessings, they would attract a powerful current of thought. If these individuals maintained these conversations at a set time and place, finding joy in their community and engaging in discussions without contention or preconceived notions, they would be amazed at the positive impact on their well-being by the end of the year. Through their united silent request to God for guidance, they would draw in a life-giving force that would transform their lives. It is better to start with just two people, as finding individuals in perfect harmony to achieve such results is no easy task. The desire for these meetings must be genuine and pure, as any hidden motive will hinder the flow of the highest thoughts and intentions for the greater good. So, let us begin with just two, and watch as the power of unity and positivity transforms our lives for the better. The traditional revival meeting, also known as a camp meeting, was a powerful gathering that ignited ecstasy, fervor, and enthusiasm among its participants. Just like the North American Indian who worked himself into a frenzy during his war dance, these meetings harnessed the combined desire of many minds to create a powerful thought current that stimulated and even intoxicated those present. The key to this phenomenon was the collective focus and intention of the group. The more minds working together towards a common goal, the quicker the desired results were achieved. This same principle applies to great orators, actors, and even to individuals seeking self-improvement. When you constantly dwell on your faults, you inadvertently attract more of those negative thoughts and behaviors. Instead, focus on recognizing your faults and then shift your attention towards cultivating positive qualities such as strength, courage, temper, and prudence. By visualizing and embodying these qualities, you can transform yourself and attract more positive energy into your life. Remember, you have the power to shape your own reality. Choose to draw in the thought currents of goodness and greatness, and watch as these qualities become a natural part of who you are. Embrace the power of your mind and create the life you desire. Have you ever found yourself consumed by the idea of buying a new suit, obsessing over every detail from the cut to the color, until it's all you can think about? Maybe you've struggled to make a decision, feeling lost in a sea of indecision for days on end. In those moments, you become tangled in a web of thoughts shared by countless others who are also caught up in the same cycle. The quickest way to become unappealing is to harbor feelings of discontent, irritability, and envy towards others. These negative emotions attract negative energy, which can manifest physically in the form of a ruined complexion, wrinkles, and a generally unpleasant appearance. Your face can quickly transform from youthful and vibrant to harsh and unappealing when subjected to the destructive forces of negative thinking. I'm not here to preach or tell you what you should or shouldn't do. I'm simply pointing out the cause and effect relationship between your thoughts and your physical appearance. Just as exposing your face to fire will leave it scarred and disfigured, subjecting your mind to feelings of ill will, envy, and jealousy will have a similar damaging effect. The invisible power of your thoughts can shape your reality in ways you may not even realize. So, be mindful of the energy you're putting out into the world, as it has a direct impact on how you look and feel. When we constantly focus on the wrongdoings of others, we are more likely to engage in those same behaviors ourselves. Instead, let us strive, with the assistance of the Holy Spirit, to immerse ourselves in thoughts that are positive, natural, powerful, and beautiful. Let us steer clear of thoughts centered around illness, suffering, deformity, and imperfection. Rather than fixating on tragic events like plane crashes, let us find comfort in the sight of a field of swaying grain or the rhythmic crashing of ocean waves. The constant barrage of negative news on television will have a negative impact on our physical and mental well-being. By consuming a steady diet of horror and suffering, we align ourselves with a collective consciousness that thrives on morbidity and disease. Indulging in every gruesome detail of fires, explosions, murders, thefts, and crimes reported in the news does not benefit anyone, including ourselves. Similarly, reading literature penned by cynical and sarcastic authors who only see the faults in others can poison our minds with their toxic thought patterns. Let us break free from the cycle of negativity and choose to surround ourselves with thoughts and images that uplift and inspire. By consciously selecting what we expose ourselves to, we can cultivate a mindset that leads to growth, vitality, and positivity. Let us reject the darkness and embrace the light. The arrow of ill nature and sarcasm is most deadly to the one who releases it. In simpler terms, constantly harboring negative thoughts will only attract unrest, disease, and misfortune into your life. Surrounding yourself with individuals who lack care and orderliness can also lead you down a path of carelessness and disorder. It's like absorbing a fragment of their mindset, which then acts as a magnet for similar negative thoughts. Once you recognize the presence of negativity, you're already halfway to overcoming it. Remember, when you find yourself in a bad mood, you're essentially connected to a network of other troubled minds, all feeding off each other's negative energy. The key is to break free from this cycle of harmful thoughts. You can't do it alone, you must call upon the higher power to help redirect these negative forces away from you. So, when you feel the weight of negativity bearing down on you, remember to take control. Demand to be released from the grip of these destructive thoughts. Trust in the power of the higher powers within you, to guide you towards a more positive and fulfilling path. We must embrace the idea of surrounding ourselves with lively, spirited, and amusing things. Life should be filled with playfulness and joy. Being too serious can lead to gloom and depression. Many people are trapped in a cycle of seriousness, forgetting how to smile and missing out on the simple pleasures of life. This constant seriousness can even worsen sickness and disease, as our minds dwell on our ailments and make them seem worse than they are. It is important to break free from this negative thought current. Surround yourself with things that bring you joy and liberate your mind from negativity. Sometimes a change of scenery or a new experience can completely shift your perspective. Material remedies or changes in routine can also help, but ultimately, it is the power of positivity and joy that can truly heal and uplift us. Embrace the power of playfulness and laughter in your life, and watch as your outlook and health improve. The widespread current of fear is all around us. Every single person on this planet harbors some fear, whether it be of disease, financial loss, losing loved ones, or something else entirely. Each individual has their own unique fear that can penetrate even the most mundane aspects of life. The streets are teeming with individuals who, if not fearing anything else, are anxious about missing their train or the next Uber ride. The more attuned you are to the power of thought, the more sensitive you become to this current of fear. Your spirit can become overwhelmed by this fear unless you actively build a shield of positive thoughts that repel it. You can start this process by declaring. Whenever you feel negativity creeping in, repeat to yourself, I reject this thought and the negative impact it has on my mind and body. Everyone has a specific fear that they hold on to, whether it's a disease they've never had but always feared, or a loss they dread. Even the smallest trigger, like a passing comment, can bring this fear to the forefront of your mind. Your mind, conditioned by years of habit, instantly latches onto this fear and allows it to consume you. It's time to break free from this cycle. Take control of your thoughts and emotions. Build a fortress of positivity that shields you from the current of fear. Refuse to let fear dictate your life. Stand strong and unyielding in the face of adversity. You have the power to overcome your fears and live a life free from their grip. In some way, the body is negatively impacted. Countless symptoms can arise, such as weakness, tremors, loss of appetite, dry mouth, bad taste, joint pain, drowsiness, and difficulty concentrating. These unpleasant sensations are often labeled as illness, which is somewhat accurate. However, in many cases, it is not a physical atmosphere causing these symptoms, but rather a negative thought pattern. While a decaying environment can affect some individuals, others can live in such conditions without issue. Conversely, some people living in clean, dry areas can still experience these symptoms due to a fear-based thought current. Imagine being in a place where there was recently a panic or scare, even if you were unaware of it. You wake up feeling unwell, simply because the environment is saturated with fear. It's essential to recognize the power of our thoughts and surroundings on our physical well-being. Imagine the power of fear spreading through a city, town, or country like a deadly epidemic, such as COVID. Even those who may not fear the epidemic or calamity are still affected by it in a negative way. This fear infiltrates their minds, targeting their vulnerabilities. A fanatic predicts a catastrophic event, and the sensational newspapers jump on the bandwagon, discussing it and pretending to mock it, yet still giving it attention. This only fuels more thoughts and conversations about the impending disaster. As a result, thousands of people are impacted by this fear, some in obvious ways and others more subtly. The sheer force of this fear overwhelms them, leading to tragic outcomes for some. Unaware of the true cause, they allow their minds to dwell on it, eventually yielding to the weight of the fear and severing their connection with their physical bodies. The more susceptible you are to the negative thoughts around you, the more likely you are to be affected in this way. However, you have the power to train your mind to reject these harmful thoughts. You can learn to close the door to weakness and open only the door to strength. By focusing on positive thoughts and aligning yourself with the energy of God, the supreme power for good, you can protect yourself from the destructive force of fear. Embrace this power within you and shield yourself from the negativity that surrounds you. The ability to receive and process thoughts can be a source of great strength or weakness. In today's world, individuals with finely tuned, sensitive minds often find themselves in weak physical bodies. This is because they are unaware of the negative energies around them and unknowingly attract them. Improper associations with others can also expose them to harmful influences. Women, in particular, are more sensitive to the energies around them, both positive and negative. Men, on the other hand, may temporarily shield themselves with their focus on work, but this protection is not always lasting. Women often suffer silently in their homes, experiencing a multitude of health issues that men may not even be aware of. By relying on the Holy Spirit to guide you through these challenges, you will receive the necessary support to overcome them. This support may come in the form of medicines, dietary changes, or adjustments to your environment. The Holy Spirit will not only provide temporary relief but also offer long-lasting solutions to ensure your well-being for the future. Trust in the power to lead you towards healing and wholeness. A positive, optimistic mindset is essential for a fulfilling life. When your mind is filled with hope and joy, you are closer to the God than when you are feeling down and negative. Whether it's your doctor or a friend, surrounding yourself with individuals who radiate positivity and can help you break free from harmful thought patterns. View these individuals as messengers, sent to guide you temporarily until you are strong enough to stand on your own spiritual feet. However, it's important not to rely solely on others for your happiness. Place your ultimate trust in God, the supreme power that has brought these individuals into your life. By immersing yourself in the thought current of God, you can experience an intense transformation both physically and mentally. You will feel rejuvenated, renewed, and empowered to manifest positive changes in your life. As you align yourself with the infinite good, you will gradually shed your fears and insecurities. You will come to understand that there is a greater force at work, guiding and protecting you every step of the way. It's truly remarkable how effortlessly things fall into place when your mind is in tune to the right frequency. Embrace this power within you and watch as miracles unfold with minimum effort on your part. You may find yourself questioning why people exhaust themselves with endless toil and striving, only to push away the very things they desire most: health, happiness, and material prosperity. But in this pursuit of the ultimate good, you are actually tapping into a power greater than you ever imagined. It will become clear to you that a life of true fulfillment awaits those who awaken to this truth, a life filled with boundless joy, contentment, and a never-ending journey from one pleasure to the next. As you submerge yourself in the boundless potential of God, the infinite mind, you will realize that you do not need to exhaust yourself with endless toil. Instead, trust in the flow of this infinite current and allow it to guide you towards all that you need. In this state of surrender and trust, you will find that everything you desire will effortlessly come to you. Embrace this power within you and watch as your life transforms into a dazzling dream of happiness and abundance. When you tap into the right thought current, you may initially feel more uneasiness, both physically and mentally, than ever before. This is because the new energy you are inviting in makes you more attuned to negativity. The new thoughts are pushing out the old, uncovering and repelling every little error in your mind that previously went unnoticed. This process can be challenging, causing a struggle as your mind and body adjust to the cleansing. Think of it as a spiritual house cleaning, with dust and disturbance along the way. Embrace this discomfort, for the new spirit you are calling forth is purifying your inner being. There is no limit to the power of the thought current you can attract, nor to the incredible actions you can achieve through it. In the future, some individuals will harness such high-quality thoughts that they will accomplish what many would consider miracles. The human mind's ability to draw in increasingly refined and powerful thought currents holds the key to what some may call miraculous. Embrace this power within you, and watch as you manifest greatness beyond your wildest dreams. Peace.